All right, so we got a question from a subscriber, and I wanted to answer that question. So shout out to you, Twin Flame Journey 111, I think. But they said, "Hey Drake, how does the divine masculine cope with the absence of the divine feminine when they're, in separation or when they're not talking?" And so I'm gonna give you 3 things that the divine masculine does to cope with the absence of the divine feminine. So the first thing that a divine masculine does, and I've experienced this a lot, and it's funny because even if my twin flame's like right next to me, like sleeping next to me, or I've seen her that day, we've texted, I'll still have twin flame dreams. Okay. And so in my experience, it's been just like seeing them in my dreams, right? Having dreams with them, doing stuff with them. And sometimes I'll be in the dream and going, wow, this feels a lot like real life. Like, I wish this was real. The reason why I'm bringing up the dreams, and this is something that the divine masculine does, is because if you are dreaming about somebody, it means that you're thinking about them, right? And even if you're not constantly thinking about them, it means that they're somewhere in your consciousness. And now, I'm not saying that anybody in your dreams is your twin flame. No. It just means that, obviously, if you have your twin flame and you know who they are, and they're in your dreams a lot, you're missing them. And so I know for me personally, a lot of the times when I did experience that, or when I was still searching for my twin flame and I hadn't met her physically yet, I would have dreams about a person, and I would be like, oh, I feel this really strong connection to them, I want to follow them. I remember I had this one dream about my twin flame, and I didn't know this was about my twin flame until years later. But we were on, this is gonna be cool. We were on a spaceship, okay? And there was all these different rooms, and it was really dark. Okay, it wasn't dark, but I'm trying to explain it the best that I can. If you guys ever seen the show The 100, when they're on the spaceship and you see that's what it looked like. If you don't know the show The 100, just look it up and look at what it looks like when they're in the spaceship. I remember I was going through corridor to corridor, and there was this girl that was like following me, and she wasn't behind me, which was really weird. She was in front of me, but I would be walking and I'd see her like peeking out of the doorways looking at me, and I would go, why is this random girl just looking at me? But the more that I got into the dream, I felt like I had to go find her. I was like, oh, okay, my heart is guiding me to go find this girl. Like, where is she? Because I saw her and then she just disappeared. And so that whole dream was me in this huge spaceship, like huge, bigger than like a football field, and me just running around looking for this girl. And I eventually found her, and she came in my room to stay with me, and then we fell asleep together, and then that's when I woke up. But I didn't know that was a twin flame dream until years later. So that's the number one thing, is your divine masculine will dream about you, right? So he'll have dreams about you. There'll be scenarios, right? Because if he can't see you physically, then, well, at least he can see you in his dreams. And I know for me that helps on my journey when, if there was an argument, or if things in my reality weren't, going the way that I wanted it to, I would have a dream, and it would give me that sense of comfort, that sense of deep relief, right? So the second thing that the divine masculine does to cope with the absence of the divine feminine is he's gonna do things that remind him of her. So this could be like driving around and going to places that you've been together. It could be like going into a store and being like, oh, I've shopped with her before, this is reminding me of her. Or it could be just getting food that she likes. Anything, songs, like listening to songs over and over again. I know this is something that I like to do a lot because I have a playlist that I made for my twin flame, and so I'll always be listening to it. A lot of the times I'll be in the car just la la la, just listening to it, thinking about my twin flame, right? How much I love her. They do this a lot, right? If they're missing their divine feminine, they're gonna do things that remind them of you. And so what I did a lot is listen to songs. and I'll give you some songs that makes me think of my divine feminine. So if you ever listen to, you probably all have listened to this song, It's 1,000 Years by Christina Perri. It's in Twilight. It's a lovely song. I listened to that. Okay, think of my twin flame, think of my divine feminine. I'm like, beautiful, beautiful. Really, the whole Twilight soundtrack, I know that's really cheesy and that's funny coming from a divine masculine. I think Twilight is cheesy, but I love the music. So every time I listen to that, it makes me think of my twin flame. All right. So music, food, locations. Even if he's trying to ignore like you and the absence of you, these things are still gonna happen, right? The universe is gonna give him signs of, oh, here's a song that we listen to, or oh, I'm driving past a place, you know? So even if your divine masculine isn't really spiritually awakened or isn't aware that you're, you know, his woman, twin flame, the person that he loves, whatever label you want to put on it, the universe is just going to send him signs always about you. He's not going to be able to forget you. And so he's going to go and be reminded of, oh, she's not here, right? He's going to be reminded of your absence. And that's going to make him want to be with you even more because he's remembering all these really pleasant memories about you. All these signs that I'm giving to you are from my personal experience too. So the divine masculine does experience these things. So don't you worry. They can't forget about you. But I'll make a separate video on your divine masculine not forgetting about you. All right. And so the third and final thing that your divine masculine does to cope with your absence and separation is, ready for this, is he contacts you. He stalks you. And not in like this creepy way. Like not in this creepy way. But he's like kind of always sending these little signs, right? If you're on Facebook, maybe he pokes you. Maybe he looks at your story. Maybe he likes one of your posts. Even if he's not liking any of your posts and he has a social media and you can see it, he's going to be posting things that remind him of you, right? He's going to be sending you little signals. Even if he's not consciously aware, because you guys both have that intense spiritual connection, his soul is just automatically going to be calling out to you, right? So you'll be able to see it in his posts, in his likes, if he does have social media. If he doesn't, don't worry, I got you covered on this too. You're going to start getting signs from him. And it may not be him physically doing something, but for you, it could be a song that comes on. It could be you sing his name. It could be, you know, you see someone that looks like him. So it's always going to be flipped onto that. You guys are going to be communicating back and forth, right? You may start feeling his emotions. You may have him coming to you and sending you messages, right? Like I said about dreams, well, this can happen in real life too. You can feel him in your heart. You can feel him communicating with you there, right? You can feel his presence. If your divine masculine is missing you and they're trying to deal with your absence, their soul is automatically going to be looking for you, right? And so because their soul is looking for you and is automatically pulled towards you, you're going to be feeling that also, right? You're going to be, that's where that intense pull comes in, right? Every time you feel that pull, it's your divine masculine missing you. It's your divine masculine thinking about you, okay? So you don't have to worry if you're feeling all these intense emotions, right? Just let them come up, because it's just how you guys are communicating at that time. Don't hold on to it. Don't be like, oh, everything is so sad. My divine masculine is so sad. Let yourself feel it and then let it go, right? And then invite more love in, okay? Because that is what he's gonna do. He's just gonna keep sending you those little glimpses of signs, those little like winks, you know, winks. wings from your divine masculine, wings from God, wings from the universe, whatever you like to see it. Like if there's like a certain number, say you see his birthday everywhere, that may be happening too, right? But your divine masculine is gonna send out things to let you know that, hey, this is what he's doing. This is how he's communicating with you, right? He's going to send some form of communication to you. All right. Now I'm gonna give you a little bonus. I know that I always said 3, but I always like to leave a little bonus because I like to give you guys a little more, because I know it's hard sometimes when you're in separation, you're experiencing that distance from your divine masculine, whom you love so much, right? And don't worry, he loves you too. But the bonus thing that he does when he's missing you is his inner work. He does a lot of healing, okay? A lot of the times when you are separated and you're experiencing separation from your divine masculine is going to be bettering himself, right? You inspire him. He's going to go, okay, well, I'm not with the woman I love right now, right? There's something going on between us. He's going to go, okay, well, how can I be better? How can I make my life more easier for her to fit in? How can I better myself so then I'm a better man for her, right? I know that when I was in that phase of, meeting, even like before I met my twin flame, I was still in this phase of, I know I'm supposed to be with somebody. I don't know where they are, but let me just continue bettering my life. Let me continue enjoying my life. So then when this person does come in, I have that space to welcome them. So it's like he's making space for you. He's making more space for you in his life when you guys are separated, right? So that's a little bonus in there, which is, I think, is really sweet. I know it's something that I do a lot, and what I've done, when I was in separation with my twin flame. So don't worry if you're experiencing this. It's just a little trial. It will end. And if you do need help, click the link down below. Download our free introductory course, okay? And then you can also take our free twin flame test to see if you're on that journey and what kind of help that you need, because it's gonna really help you identify the places in your life where, hey, ooh, I need help here. This is bothering me, and it's gonna give you that guidance. So make sure you do that. Make sure you fill out the form so we can help you. And if you want even more help, you can reach out to one of our ascension coaches and start coaching with them, because it's always nice to have some support on your journey when you feel like you're alone. It's going, hey, you're not alone. Don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. All right? I wanted to add another thing too, though. Your divine masculine is going to be smelling like your perfume. I know that happened to me a lot. A lot of times when I was experiencing my separation or absence of my divine feminine, I'd be smelling her everywhere, like in my car, in my house. And I was manifesting it, because I missed her. So they do that also. And you guys probably know that too. You smell your divine masculine, you're like, he's here, what's going on? So don't get freaked out if that happens, because it's just something that's normal. All right, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you do have any more topics that you want me to make, comment down below and I will make them for you. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.